Hey all, and welcome back to this episode where I'll be giving you a play-by-play and my not so humble opinion of Love is Blind Season 4 Episode 9. If you enjoy this kind of content, hit the subscribe button. Enough of that, let's get into why you really clicked on this video. Yo, I just want to go on a rant. Jackelina took it out of me. So it's going to take a lot for me to try and keep it together, keep it coordinated, but I'm going to do my best. So the episode opens up with Marshall saying he loves Jackie and he's so certain they were meant to be together. Like, Marshall, stop. Just stop it. I know I'm directing my anger at the wrong person, but you know better than this. And for us to keep watching Jackelina treat you like shit, I know you're looking for love. I know you genuinely love this woman. I don't know what you love about her, but you genuinely love her. But you've got to be able to see that she's just not into you. When Jackelina looks at you, she sees her male bestie. She doesn't see love, sexy, attraction, soulmate. No, she doesn't see all of that. Marshall also says that he doesn't know how he can go from being so sure about something and someone to having so many doubts. I know why, Marshall. I can tell you why. It's because Project Jackie has made a project out of you, and she's taken you on the emotional roller coaster of your life. And so you have no idea where the relationship stands from 1 minute to the next. Like when she told you she isn't sure about everything, and then the next minute she was smiling in your sister's face saying that she knew it was you were the one from day one. That's why you've gone from being so sure to having doubts. Marshall wants to talk about what's going on with them. So this is after Chelsea's birthday party. And he says that he needs to know what she needs from him moving forward. Marshall is such a great guy. I can't believe that at this point, with everything that Jackelina has done, he's still willing to make it work. He still wants to find out what he's not doing and what he can do to make things work between them. Well, Jackie's response is, "Oh my God, my brain is shot. I don't want to talk about this." And I don't know if it's just me or is she low-key smiling? I need to know if my eyes were deceiving me in this moment, or did I see a smirk? She looks like she's reveling in Marshall's confusion. Somebody let me know. Maybe I'm just seeing things. So in the middle of this whole conversation, Jackelina says, "Boy, you have some pretty eyes on you." Marshall said, "What?" Guys, I refuse to believe that Jackelina is a real person. How is she sliding that into this conversation? Well, Marshall says thanks, but Brett gave him some advice tonight and he didn't even know that he needed to hear it. But it's time for him to protect his feelings and not sugarcoat anything based off how Jackelina is feeling. That's some good advice, Brett. I mean, that's really, really good advice. But Marshall, you didn't have to bring Brett's name into this. You could have just said you came to the realization yourself. You didn't have to drag that man into this conversation. Well, Jackelina's response to Marshall asking for clarity is, "I had an emotional day and an emotional fucking conversation with people and I don't even know what the fuck is going on." Yes, you do. You know exactly what's going on. But you don't want to tell Marshall, because if you tell him, Marshall's going to leave you. And then you won't have a free apartment to stay in, and you have to go back to your family. Stop playing games, Jackie. We see through you, like we all see right through you. And we see through those hugs that you keep giving Marshall from the back. We see right through it. My second favorite couple, Bliss and Zach, are up next. And they are with Zach's family, looking through Zach's childhood photos. Zach was the cutest baby, y'all. He was so cute. But is it me, or has Zach never mentioned his sister? I didn't know he has a sister. I thought it was just him and his mom. Well, maybe I missed it. Maybe he mentioned something in the pods and I missed it. They asked Bliss what stood out to her about Zach. And while Bliss is, describing what she really likes about Zach or loves about Zach, what stood out to me is how much she admires him. She said there's a lot of strength in someone who chooses to do things differently when it could be easier to go down, the easy road. And I want to touch a little bit on this because this is Zach to the core. Not only by changing his life path, considering how he grew up, but also going after Bliss after the experience with Irina. I'm sorry for saying her name, but I had to. That took courage. And it could have gone totally differently. Just think about it. Bliss could have rejected him and he'd have been twice burnt with egg on his face on international TV. But he risked it all. So that's just the kind of person that Zach is. Zach has a beautiful family, y'all. And they're listening to Bliss talk about him, and baby, we were all holding back tears until Auntie started crying, and then we were all crying. Bliss loves this man so deeply. I love to see it. I love seeing them. I need more time. They need more camera time. If it were up to me, I'd just be seeing Tiffany and Brett and Zach and Bliss. Right, so next up, Chelsea and Kwame are shopping. What store is this? Kwame, did you pick this shop? Why are all the clothes black? No color in sight, no pink in sight. I think you chose this shop. But Kwame is visibly upset, and they are on totally different planets because Chelsea is the happiest she's ever been. I mean, she's trying on clothes, she's smiling, she's laughing. And on the other hand, Kwame looks like he's ready to strangle someone. Chelsea is completely clueless, and she says she's enjoying her time with him. Kwame tells us he feels suffocated when he's in her space. Kwame, tell her that. Why are you telling us? He says the reason he's so upset is because that morning he woke up and he asked Chelsea if she was okay, and her response was, "Do I look okay? Do I look fine?" And apparently she's responded this way a few times before, and he feels attacked. Look, I like Chelsea, and I've said it before that I don't think Kwame deserves her. I think she's too good for Kwame. But I do truly think she is controlling. The whole time, remember, Kwame is visibly upset. There's just no way she can't see that something is wrong. She may not know what's wrong, but she definitely knows something is off. But the whole time she's just there. Just tell me I'm beautiful. Wait. We aren't done eating the strawberries. Aren't you going to feed me a strawberry? Tell me you love me. I'm going to feed you one. it's just a lot. It's just a lot. She wants to control every moment they have together. And you know what it is? I think when Chelsea feels Kwame pulling away from her, she goes into overdrive. And she just goes into love me, love me, love me, touch me, hold me, be with me. And it's too much. I truly don't know about this couple. To me, this isn't it. I don't think this is going to work out. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's going to be a no from Kwame. I really think it's going to be a no from Kwame. Next up, it's my favorite couple, Tiffany and Brett. And they are out here giving our fan favorites, Lauren and Cam, a run for their money. Tiffany meets Brett's friends and they are looking at Brett like he's hit the jackpot. And he has. He really, really has. So they're talking, his friends think the connection's really genuine. They're happy to see black love. They're encouraging both of them. And Brett is trying not to get emotional, talking about the family he comes from and the family he wants to build with Tiffany. But overall, the scene is really short, but it is wholesome. Next up, Micah and Paul are on a date and they're happy with where they are in their relationship. They want to use every last minute to be completely sure before saying yes at the altar. I like this approach. Some couples, or in like previous seasons, or I think I would actually be this type of couple as well. They put a lot of pressure on each other. They always want to know if the person is going to say yes on wedding day. And they lose focus of what they're meant to be doing with this time, which is truly getting to know each other. You're supposed to use every last minute to get to know each other. And then when you get to the altar, you make your decision. Well, maybe not the minute you get to the altar, but maybe the night before. But everything before then, you should still be weighing your options. So I think, other couples tend to get caught up in, the yes or no rather than the marriage itself. Paul takes Zach's advice and he tells Micah she motivates him and she's the best thing since sliced bread, and he'd be lying if he said he isn't afraid of losing her. Aw, that's sweet. Honestly, Micah and Paul are pretty bland to me. I'm not getting any goosebumps. I'm not, I think they're both gonna say yes, but nothing else. They could not show Micah and Paul until wedding day and I'd be okay. So it's Bliss and Zach again and again. And they are out to meet Bliss's mom and sisters. And the moment Bliss's mom hugged Zach, she started crying. It was just a beautiful moment, and I think it set the tone for the rest of the date. So they asked Zach about their journey so far, and Zach was so nervous, y'all. I was nervous too because he couldn't get his words out at first, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, he's gonna mess this up. But eventually he got himself together and he was impressive and everybody was crying. But why did Zach bring up Irina? Why? What was the reason? What was the reason? One of Bliss's sisters, the one sitting behind her mom, looked so unimpressed. She looked like she was ready to throw hands. Oh, goodness. Anyway, Zach manages to save himself and he gets real about why he chose Irina at first. I'm sorry for saying her name again. And when he puts it this way, I see what he means when he says Bliss wasn't or isn't his second choice. I get it now. You know, what he said was when he found out the type of family that Bliss is from, it scared him. He was so afraid of rejection because of where he comes from that it just paralyzed him. So I get it now. Bliss was the first choice, but the whole family thing means so much to Zach that not being accepted by, or the potential of not being accepted by his wife's family was just the last straw for him. So he went for Irina. So watching Bliss's mom, listening to her speak, her whole vibe, her aura, her warmth, I know where Bliss gets it from now. She is her mother's daughter. This woman is amazing, calm, peaceful, just a positive being. Well, next up, Kwame meets Chelsea's family, and Kwame is in his element. Y'all know Kwame loves him some people that love them some Kwame. Okay, if you love Kwame, Kwame loves you, and he loves being around you. So everything's going well. Her family's pretty great, welcoming. And at some point, Chelsea's mom pulls Kwame aside, and you would think she'd want to know more about him, their connection, his intentions. No. The first thing she asks is, do you love Rocky? Do you love dogs? Did you have a dog growing up? Why is this lady more interested in Kwame's relationship with the dog than his relationship with her daughter? Kwame says he didn't have a dog growing up in Ghana, but he did have a squirrel. A what? Kwame, you had a what? Kwame! Stop, you did not have a squirrel growing up in Ghana. Okay, next scene, and y'all, this is when shit really got real. So the ladies are dress shopping together, but Jackie isn't there. Tiffany asks Micah when last she spoke to Jackelina, and Micah says she spoke to her last night and she's going through a tough time. I mean, what's new? Jackie's going through a tough time every day, twice a day. So nothing new there. But now Jackie isn't at the dress fitting. And I'm looking at Marshall suit shopping with the boys, all excited and happy. And I'm thinking, damn, Marshall didn't get the memo. Jackie obviously wasn't honest with him because he had to find out from Brett, who found out from Tiffany, that Jackie is a no-show. Guys, nobody can tell me different. Jackelina is the bottom. Jackie is only here to make Marshall look like a fool. My heart broke when I watched Marshall's reaction. Jackie, you're so wrong for this. How dare you put this man through this embarrassment? Everybody is there. All the other men are there. All their friends are there. And he was trying on, a shirt, picking out things, and boom. This. Well, if you think it couldn't get any worse than that, it does. The nerve of Jackie to go on a date with Josh. Yes, Josh. Instead of dress shopping. Jackie, girl, do you even like Josh? Because I don't think you really like Josh. I think the only reason she's on this date with Josh right now is for the drama. It's for the drama of having two men fight over her. And clearly, she doesn't know Marshall at all. Because there isn't going to be a fight. Because Marshall's better than that. He's not going to fight with Josh over you. Oh my goodness. And to think of all the other times that she could have seen Josh. Why today? Okay, and then go see Josh. You want to see Josh? Fine. You don't want to go dress fitting? Fine. You not going dress fitting means you know you're not going to marry Marshall. So why not tell Marshall so he doesn't go suit shopping? Jackie is so messy. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode. Don't forget to subscribe and comment.